Welcome to my webinar today. We are going to be looking at language and music, a harmonized approach to instruction. The big idea for our learning today is that by integrating music into literacy and language instruction, students are able to experience many learning benefits across both subjects. Our learning goals for today is that we are learning about the benefits of music being integrated into literacy instruction. We are learning different methods of how to integrate music into our own literacy instruction, and we are learning about the areas of literacy that are most impacted by musical integration. For our success criteria, we will know that we're successful when we can describe the benefits of music being integrated into literacy instruction, where we can provide examples of how to integrate music into literacy instruction, and when we can explain areas of literacy that are most impacted by musical integration. So we're going to begin with an overview of music from the Ontario Arts curriculum documents from 2009. So this is from grades 1 to 3. The focus is to explore and experience the different elements of music, focusing on singing, listening to, and moving to a variety of rhythms, songs, and chants. For grades 4 to 6, we're looking to develop the skills and abilities to read music notation, applying knowledge of the different elements of music by performing, singing, moving, creating, and listening. These are the elements of music that were discussed and referred to in the previous slides. So these are just the basic definitions that are then expanded and really dug into deeper as you get to the higher grades that you're going to be studying. So for duration, it is fast and slow tempi and the rhythm as well. For pitch, it's going to be the high and the low sounds. For dynamics, other expressive controls, it's going to be loud, soft, smooth, and detached articulation. There's also the timbre, so the sound quality of the voice and the sound quality of different instruments. And then we have texture, harmony, so how the instruments interact. And we have form, so the ways that music is structured. Now, in this slide, I have underlined certain words, and these are words that are going to be directly related to both the music curriculum and the language curriculum as well. So music and literacy, curriculum connections. So now looking at the Ontario Ministry of Education language document from 2023, specifically at the Strand B, Foundations of Language, we are going to look into alphabetic knowledge, phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, fluency and prosody, and vocabulary. And we're going to find the different ways that music has positive effects on these different areas. Starting with alphabetic knowledge. This is the knowledge of the letters of the alphabet by their name, as well as the understanding of the alphabetic order in which they occur. Since 1995, educators have suggested use of music in order to help students learn the alphabet sounds and letters. Once students have learned the ABC song, they can continue their alphabetic learning by working to recognize the printed alphabet letters. Educators can also create new songs to help with alphabetic learning, and that supports children and students as well as the current educational focuses. Phonemic awareness. This is the ability to identify and manipulate individual sounds in words. So singing, as well as songwriting, and this can help us establish the early literacy skills such as phonemic awareness. When working with songs, rhyme, alliteration, and assonance in the song lyrics help to provide and support the development of phonemic awareness. Songs such as Apples and Bananas by Raffi are great examples of how phonemic awareness can be explicitly taught through music. In the song, there are different vowels that get changed out, so the sound is no longer apples and bananas, but then becomes eeples and beninis and opals and bononos. And by doing this, This makes it so that there is a direct connection between something that we are already familiar with by singing it previously in the song and having something change a little bit so we can associate this new understanding of a vowel sound with something that we are familiar with is the existing song and the structure of that. Phonological awareness. This is the ability to work with sounds and the sound structures of words in spoken language. Training in music directly correlates with levels of phonological awareness and is even a key predictor of early literacy. Education in music helps to develop auditory discrimination skills, which are directly related to phonological awareness. Incorporating rhyming songs helps to establish phonological awareness as well. An example of this is Five Little Fish, which is a song by Jack Hartman. Fluency and prosody. The ability to read a text with accuracy, speed, and expression that is determined by phrasing, emphasis, pause structures, and intonation. Prosodic skills are enhanced through music training, which is linked to both comprehension and fluency. Some of the prosodic skills here are rhythm, pitch discriminations, and expression. Research indicates that music instruction helps to improve phonemic segmentation fluency as well as working memory. Singing expressive and melodic songs can help to practice both fluency and prosody. Moving to vocabulary, this is the knowledge of different words that are used in a language. Incorporating music and song can be an effective way to teach both new concepts and vocabulary. Songs can be selected that are focused on specific content and can build background knowledge of a subject, while also reinforcing subject-specific vocabulary, such as the 8 Parts of Speech by Jack Hartman. Now, I have it listed here as well as a grade 5 language instruction because this is something that I used myself on my first placement at the suggestion of my associate teacher. The song starts and it gets right into singing about the 8 parts of speech. And this was something that I included as a minds-on throughout my different lessons of the subject. And even just on the second and third days, all of the students were really singing along to at least the core parts of the song and listing all of the different 8 parts of speech that we were studying because it was paired with a song. So that was a fun opportunity for that too. And there are many, many more that you can find as well. Now we are moving to music and literacy, intersecting research. So intersecting areas of research in this are neuroimaging studies, the auditory brainstem response studies, research in general education, and research in music education. For neuroimaging studies, musical training enhances the areas of the brain, specifically the temporal lobe, that are responsible for auditory processing. Musicians demonstrate increased neural connectivity between the hemispheres of the brain, which improve reasoning, vocabulary, and auditory discrimination. For the auditory brainstem response studies, music training helps to improve the ability of the brainstem process, pitch, timbre, and timing, as well as critical skills for phonological processing. Musicians are able to outperform non-musicians in encoding speech, processing emotional stimuli, and responding to linguistic pitch. Research into general education shows that the reading ability is linked to prosody, so the rhythm, stress in speech, and intonation. Musical training inherently enhances prosodic skills, contributing to reading fluency and other key language skills. Research now into music education helps to develop auditory discrimination skills that are directly transferable to phonological awareness. The research also shows that it improves skills integral for reading, such as phonemic segmentation fluency, working memory. Music training at an early age predicts pre-literacy skills, syllable segmentation, and rhyming. Now we are going to look at what this will look like in the classroom. We are going to discuss the supports for integrating music into literacy instruction. We're going to look at the grade ranges and general strategies that are involved. We're going to look at the integrative music activities, and we're going to look moving forward into the future to see what that holds for music in the classroom as well. Starting with the grade ranges and strategies at each level, in kindergarten, something that we can do is we can introduce songs that feature an emphasis on expression and rhyming. We can also make sure that we're repeating these songs to establish fluency and prosody. So whether that is we are singing them multiple times a day, or it is something that we are singing during a certain time of the day consistently, both are going to be very helpful in establishing that fluency and prosody. For grades 1 to 3, we are going to be creating songs that integrate subject-specific content as well. Choral singing while tracking and following the written lyrics is also in another way and is also very important. For grades 4 to 6, you can expand to include songwriting, so students writing their own lyrics to songs. Now we are going to look at some specific and integrated activities. So looking at letter sounds, you could adapt Old MacDonald Had a Farm in order to teach consonant sounds. For example, the CH sound, ch, in the word chicken. For vowel sounds, you could use Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to teach short and long vowel sounds. For phonemic awareness, we can sing the song Apples and Bananas to practice sound substitution, just like we were mentioning earlier. For print conventions, rewriting lyrics to Skip to Maloo in order to teach sentence structure and punctuation. For vocabulary building, singing songs about specific subjects and topics is going to be important. With word identification, underlining spelling patterns in song lyrics, so for example, consonant blends or digraphs, is a great way to work on that. And finally, songwriting. So that is interpreted in two different ways. So one is to create new verses for familiar songs that encourage creative writing, or depending if you have certain students that are musically capable, they could try writing their own songs as well. Now we're going to look at the integrated activity of introducing a song into your classroom. So this is going to be a weekly progression that starts with a teacher in the first grade classroom. And this was her experience and something that she found it successful. So I think it would be successful for any teacher to have this as a reference guide. So on day 1 is the introduction. So that's when students arrive in the morning. We're going to be playing the song and following the lyrics. We're going to talk about the song's meaning and find familiar words. We're going to provide students with personal copies of the lyrics to take home. On day 2, reinforcement, we're going to have the class sing the song chorally while following the lyrics. We're going to find the new words that we're not familiar with, and we're going to add them to the word wall. We're also going to look for rhyming words, word families, and elements of phonics. On day 3, we are going to focus on specific words, so rhyming words or word families. We're also going to brainstorm related words and add them to the word wall. For day 4, this is about a personal connection. So we're going to have students share and explain the part of the song that is their favorite. We're also going to alter the way that students are singing the song. So for example, only half of the class is going to sing, now the full class, and now we're going to slow it down, and now we're just going to start singing it more quickly. And on day 5, we're talking about mastery and performance. Students sing and read the song fluently without the melody and without the need of assisted technology, so you wouldn't have the song going at the same time. So it could just be you as a teacher singing along with them, or if you play an instrument, you could even bring a ukulele. That was something that I did on my second placement, which was in kindergarten. And then the other important thing is that you want to perform for an audience. So for example, the principal or other kindergarten classrooms, or even you could do it with your reading buddies and the class for there, just to showcase it. Now, moving forward, we are looking to continue the shift from music enhanced program to music integrated program. Defining these, so music enhanced instruction, this is when we're using music to learn language, and connecting songs with various literature. So, mostly for analysis. This is something that takes place a little bit more in the higher grades and in secondary school, but it's also important because it all stems from early education as well. The second one is music integrated instruction, which is more along the lines of what we've been talking about. And this is that students are able to construct their own understanding through an art form. In this one, it is open, but we're talking about it in the context of music. In this way, you're also able to meet the curricular expectations from both of the subjects as well. So it's looking to move beyond using music as a small tool that can be pigeonholed in reference, so such as analysis and various literature styles, and looking to use it as a tool itself. So the songs that we're going to be singing, or the creative freedom for students to write their own songs. Those are also things that are moving more towards the music integrated instruction instead of simply the music enhanced instruction. So music integrated instruction, these are a couple examples of that as well, and some things that we can do to help make sure we are promoting music integrated instruction and not simply enhanced. So we can leverage the literature. So we can use literary texts as an inspiration for songwriting. So instead of simply using them and maybe just adapting something or changing a couple of the lyrics, you can actually use the song itself as inspiration. The next one is we're providing structure. So we can teach students about song forms and structures in order to guide their creativity. We can incorporate technology, so using programs and apps like GarageBand in order to make music creation accessible. We can also encourage collaboration. So group work fosters teamwork, collaboration, and shared learning. And when you're dealing with music, music is such a big part of community. So allowing your students the opportunity for that too is a special thing. And finally, we are going to emphasize performance. So performing songs adds authenticity and purpose to the project. Just like on day 5 of the 5-day cycle of learning a song, performance is a very important aspect because it has something that we can build to and for the students to really look forward to as well. And here are the references. And finally, I just want to say thank you for taking your time and learning a little bit more about integrating music into your literacy and language program. I hope you feel more confident about being able to use some of the strategies that we've discussed today and taking that with you into your teaching room. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and enjoy music.